G'day fellas and welcome to A Casted Game. Spawning in over on the east side of the map, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, it is Casva. On the opposite side of the map, in the color red, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, because he is a Delhi main. That's alright, we still love him, it's Fitzbro. This match, of course, is Highview, and you can see we've got that beautiful Highview map, a couple of small avenues through this map that don't actually have stealth forest, so look to use that as a highway. I expect these players will. But let's talk a little bit about what we can expect today. This matchup is one of those classic matchups. We used to see this quite a lot on maps like Hill and Dale, so you guys should be familiar with it, but if you're not, that is okay. I'll do my best to explain what we can expect to happen throughout this game. So typically it is going to be about the Delhi looking for that timing window, looking to try and take all three sacred sites. And of course this is Highview. Highview is a map which is where you're less likely to actually take all three sacred sites. Normally, the way that the map stagger sacred sites, you would have one in the center, you would have one up towards the north in the center, and then you'd have one down towards the south in the center. But that is not the case here. They are divided evenly across the west-east line axis of the map. And as a result, it means that up here we've got Casva's safe sacred site. You can see it's only natural Casva will be expanding out from this direction towards here, whether he walls this up. And so as a result, it means it's less likely that Fitzbro is going to be able to secure this sacred site. Also, with regard to the central sacred site, it basically means because of that all Casva needs to do is fight over this central sacred site, because he's essentially going to be given up on this one. And this is a difficult position for Delhi. It often means in a lot of matchups, they're just going to be resigning themselves to a single sacred site. Which is why on this map, I'm not actually a fan of Delhi. I remember back in the day when I did actually play a little bit of Delhi, whenever this map came up, I said, you know what, Delhi don't feel that strong here. So Fitzbro definitely going to have an uphill battle compared to those other maps like Dry Arabia. Apologies for that. I tried to mute my mic just to clear my voice, but I think I hit the little swearing button, like, why you little... I don't know if that comes through for you guys, but it comes through for me. I can hear it. It's like a little beeping sound. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, you can probably tell from my voice, I have just woken up. I thought, you know what? I'm going to cast some Age of Empires 4 because I'm in the mood for it. You know, it's important. When you're in the mood for something, it makes you a lot more motivated to do it. And some days you just wake up and you're like, I'm going to do nothing. And then there's some days where you're like, I'm going to play Age of Empires 4 all day. And that is today. And so I'm excited. We've got Casva. He's playing the Holy Roman Empire. He's already opened up with a prelate. Plenty of sheep underneath that town center and plenty of villagers down on gold. In fact, a double prelate opening here. I do like this. Honestly, I feel like double prelate is the way to go. And we got a minework palace already coming down for Casva. And I think this is pretty smart. This is a great move. So, as I mentioned before, the game plan here for Casva, what's it going to be? Well, this sacred site, you don't really need to do much over here. You just leave a scout here, and it will deny this sacred site. Your main fight is going to be on this central sacred site in the center. You've got men-at-arms as the Holy Roman Empire, which means that you're going to have... Oh, careful there. Going to be donating over a scout if you're not, but fortunately no villagers immediately adjacent to that town center. I mean, there's not going to be any quick pops that happen, but yeah, one of the things is that he is just going to be looking to fight up over this second sacred site in the center. I would expect that we might even see an outpost or two placed down here with arrow slits, just so he defends it, and then he can even look to push down on this third sacred site. That could be one of his options. But we'll have to see how he plays it. Minework Palace is going to be a great landmark here for him. Now, for anybody wondering, you know, the difference between the Minework, the Ark, and what's the go here? This bad boy is your blacksmith. It acts as your blacksmith. It gives you a nice little discount. You get the faster upgrades as well. And compare that to the Archon, which is more economic focus. But you got to think about it from the perspective of Casva, right? What does the Archon Chapel give you? So realistically, he would actually have a very juicy Archon Chapel right here. If he was going to put his Archon here, he gets the gold mine, he gets the wood line, he gets the town center, he also gets the berries as well. So it would be very, very juicy. The only thing he's missing is his deer hunt, which is over here. So there's no real world that you're going to get that. But it would have been very juicy, but still opts for the Minework Palace here. And I do like this play. I think this is a smart play. If he can deny this second sacred site from Fitzbro, then Fitzbro is going to be in a difficult position. But speaking of Fitzbro, he's up to the second age. You can see those upgrades coming through. Fitzbro AFK for a second there. He's going to get all those upgrades through now. We can see them coming through. Actually going to be going for survival techniques over horticulture. Maybe he's just yet to get all those upgrades. Fitzbro, where you at? What is Fitzbro focusing on right now? I need to get a Fitz cam right here. Because, okay, he's moving out to the center. He's putting an outpost down. So that's where his attention is drawn. And so now you see those upgrades coming through for Fitzbro. So working everything out in the right order. He's going to be dropping down that mining camp, getting specialized pick. Lumber preservation going to be coming in shortly after forestry. He's got Dome of the Faith working overtime. And, of course, going to be looking to get Sanctity into All-Seeing Eye. So he'll be pretty happy with his little timing here. Casper going up to the second age. He spots out that it's the Minework Palace. So he should know. Typically, you should know if you're up against the Minework Palace, you're probably going to be in for some age 2 shenanigans. You got a fight on your hand. Let's just put it that way. And so the question is, how does Fitzroy go about approaching that? Now, he's open with an archery range. It can work, but my fear is that going up against the Holy Roman Empire, they're going to be making men-at-arms. And honestly, I still struggle significantly with men-at-arms. I really don't know how to deal with them effectively in the Second Age. I know the answer is technically horsemen and archers just in a larger mass. But I guess we're going to be witnessing, how exactly he goes about countering them here, as we actually see a stable come down. So he spots out the archery range, Casper does, and he cancels that second barracks he was making and instead drops down a stable. So it's important, do not anchor. If you are thinking about going into one certain tech tree, like if you're looking to go into men-at-arms and you're going to be making double barracks and you spot the archery range, say, okay, well, I can make men-at-arms from one barracks. I can make horsemen from the other. Well, horsemen from the stable. So that's obviously something that Casper has done here. Do not be afraid when you're playing to cancel those buildings. Getting those upgrades through now. So going to be going for Iron Undermesh. Going to be looking to get Bloomery as well. Keep in mind these are upgrades that are going to be reduced in cost as well as reduced in the time it takes. He's also already got his movement speed increase. So you can see 1.24 movement speed. And remember that stacks. So with your men-at-arms, when you command them to charge, so how do they charge? So they need to be like a specific distance away from enemy units. And when you command them to charge, they'll sprint. And so that's one of the things to note. And that also stacks with that. So basically means they're charging even faster than what they would have been before. But now Fitzbro in the middle of the map, he's failed to actually put down the arrow slits. You can see he's starting to wall up behind the scenes as well. Interesting decision for him to go for these early walls. Normally you'd see walls out on the sacred sites. And we actually see Casper moving out towards this third sacred site. So this is a very interesting position for him to be going out to that. Still, keep in mind that third sacred site behind his, or that first sacred site up close to him, doesn't have a scout on it at the moment. He is keeping those scouts in the center of the map. I suspect he'll move out towards that, but with that villager going to be moving out. So Casper definitely going very big here, actually trying to prevent Fitzbro from even grabbing a single sacred site. But I gotta say, I like the way that Casper is playing this, and now we've actually got a farm coming down for Casper, right in the smack bang in the middle of the town center right there. But now towards the front of the map, rather towards the front of Fitzbro's base, there's a couple of horsemen going to be coming out here. You can see they've got their iron undermesh, so they're not going to be taking the full damage. And look at Fitzbro already moving out. He's got the 3 scholars here. Got to be careful with those archers. They're just walking into danger right now. Fortunately, there's no line of sight there. I'm sure that the line of sight for Casper is existent just because of the archers. But we do have Sanctity about to come through. In fact, already coming through now for Fitzbro. So ideally, what Fitzbro should be doing is looking to capture up this sacred site with a single scholar. And he's got villagers out on this position, going to be dropping down an outpost. But this should be his #1 goal. When playing the deli on this map, it should be looking to secure this one up. And essentially what you're doing is you're marching from sacred site to sacred site, looking to capture them. So you can't, it's not a map where you can do all 3 at the same time. It's one that you have to be a bit more slow, a bit more methodical with it. But now, archers looking to try and tank up the front line. You can see that Fitzbro going to be struggling here. He's got the scholars doing quite a lot of work. The men-at-arms, unfortunately, just getting completely out DPS'd with the heals. Impressive stuff coming out from the scholars. He's going to have to fall back, though. You can see him trying. He's going to be microing. Nice little micro there from Fitzbro. Unfortunately, does lose that scholar in the end. But that extra armor coming through right now for Casper, it's going to mean all the world of difference right here. You can see the men-at-arms that he's got barely are taking any damage. These guys do not have any healing. Fitzbro 5 damage. Compare that to the 4 armor of the men-at-arms. So they're literally doing a single damage per shot. He's doing 11 damage every single shot. How much does a crossbow do? I think a crossbow has like a base of, what, 12 damage and does an extra 8 to armored units. So these guys are doing the equivalent of like half of a single crossbow. First spear of the game going to be coming out now for Fitzbro. He'll be looking to hold the front, and you can see that outpost has gone down for his opponent. Also going to have arrow slits coming through over there, so it's going to be extra hard for him to take that. And this is what I was saying a little bit earlier about, you know, difficult to take on these men-at-arms, because Casper is investing a lot of resources in these men-at-arms, but by the same token, it's nowhere near as much as what Fitzbro is investing in his own army. You can see that behind this, Casper is looking to get outposts up. He's got a mining camp over here, because why the heck not? He's just got everything going, and now you can actually see that Fitzbro, he has been spotted out on these berries, and as a result, the outpost is going to be coming up here, looking to dish out a little bit of damage. So he is going to be in a world of hurt in the center of the map. The men-at-arms continue to build. Outpost going to be looking very strong as it continues being built up. Horseman going to get chased away by the archers. Decent little job. Ideally in this position, oh, geez, Fitzbro. Ideally in this position, I would love to have seen Fitzbro go for a horseman opening. I think horseman opening would have made a lot of sense here. Obviously, the enemy can very easily make spears because they've opened with a barracks, but it just means that it's going to be so much easier for you to deal with any potential men-at-arms. You can always run away from the spears at an archery range, get those archers out a little bit later, play it kind of like a French player would play it, but it is a very difficult thing to go up against those men-at-arms. And now horsemen down towards the south. Fitzbro going to be adding in the second blacksmith. So first one is already down, second one going to be coming through. Throwing down a couple of emergency houses. He's going to be pushing out towards this wooden... I was going to say this wooden fortress, but it's rather a bit more of a stone fortress right now. And he is struggling. He is really struggling right now, Fitzbro, to continue progressing in this game. We'll check in with Casper. We'll see how he's doing. He's continuing to add men-at-arms, adding in a third barracks right now. He is going all out with regard to this play. Wolf getting in on the action. We can see, I'm curious to see behind this, you know, what is Casper's plan with regard to just taking, you know, economic control? Because I feel like he is in decent enough of a position. He's denied the sacred sites that he can probably afford at this point just to drop down that second town center. And you can see he's kind of working towards it. I don't know if working towards it is the right term, but you can definitely see, like, the resources are going to be able to get there. And now Men-at-Arms going to be looking to get into combat, melee combat coming in here strong. Fitzbro actually going to be chasing this out. Still no +1. And this is the consequence of not opening with that double blacksmith build order. You know, we've seen this out of a lot of people. It's a bit of a timing window that happens for the Delhi Sultanate, but it just seems like for Fitzbro here, it's not going to be here today. Casper going to be looking to clean it up. He's doing a great job just getting in on top and just creaming. Oh, geez, careful, Drongo. This is YouTube. He is steamrolling right now all over Fitzbro. Those men-at-arms. How do you even deal with these men-at-arms as Delhi? I feel like the answer's got to be horsemen. It's got to be archers, but they got to have that +1 ranged attack as well. Fitzbro really struggling here. And now Men-at-Arms going to be coming in on the wood line. They've got that extra movement speed as well. 1.24 movement speed. Outpost going to be coming up here for Fitzbro, but unfortunately going to get cancelled before it really comes through. He's got +1 melee armor is the first thing he goes for. Fitzbro, not like this. Now he's only getting steeled arrow. Oh, Fitzbro, don't do me like this. So Fitzbro's investing all of his resources right now into these archers, and you can see how heavily he's struggling. Fitzbro, no, not like this. Back on the other side of the map, you got a very cool, calm, and collected, and we got a second town center for the Holy Roman Empire player coming in. Holy Roman Empire Age 2 is looking very, very strong. It is looking incredibly strong right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Watching this, witnessing this beauty happen live, this is absolutely incredible stuff. I'm genuinely impressed with how good the Holy Roman Empire looks. To be fair, Casper is playing it very well. Obviously, he is a conqueror player. He knows what he's doing. And Fitzbro, I think he's at the moment in Diamond 3, which is just short of conqueror. But obviously having a bit of trouble up against that Holy Roman Empire opening. Now, it looks like we're going to be entering into a bit of a transition period. You can see, we've just had a whole bunch of upgrades researched. Never mind. I thought he might have been thinking about going towards the castle age. In fact, his macro does seem like that. He's got absolutely no villagers on wood. He's got a single prelate standing out there. How many prelates does he actually have? He's got 4 prelates. So you can see right there. And this is one of the things I wanted to talk about, is that it makes sense if you're playing the Holy Roman Empire to go a bit ham on prelates, because like the Delhi, once you get up to the 3rd age, you're just able to move out onto the map. And we take a look from his perspective. He knows where relic number 1 is. He knows where relic number 2 is. He knows where relic number 3 is. He knows where relic number 4 is. So the 5th relic is going to be out here over on this outpost. Now, this is obviously, he knows where it is. Is it going to be worth going for? He could probably bring a prelate around and snipe it, but it's going to be tougher. So now he's going to be looking to age up. We see an outpost getting deleted. I'm not sure exactly what the intent there, the thought process was. Does he dare look to go for the Burgrave? Is it going to be a Burgrave? Is it going to be a Regnitz? It's going to be a Burgrave, boys. It is going to be a Burgrave. I love this. Oh, did you guys hear that? That was me, like, getting too excited right there. I don't even know what that was. That was me getting too excited. I guess we'll just leave it at that. But now that Age 3 going to be coming through for Caspar, this is going to be... I'm looking forward to this. Caspar sitting on 16 military at the moment. All of them just going to be chilling back here. You can see the prelate actually healing them up. And now those prelates are moving out. And this is what we were talking about. You know, it makes it so easy when you've got all these prelates. He's got 6 prelates, by the way. He's got 6 prelates. So he can quite simply snag all of the relics with no response coming out from Fitzbro, because normally the response when you see the Holy Roman Empire player, or your enemy player rather, getting up to the castle age would be just to immediately go castle yourself, try and rush it up, you know, 25 villages on the landmark, that sort of thing. And then from there, you would look to try and snag out those relics. But you can see Fitzbro is definitely struggling right now. He's going to continue moving across the map, and the prelate actually going to be chased away. Caspar, I think Fitzbro should be teed off about what Caspar's intent is, and I think Caspar might be under a little bit of stress here. You can see Fitzbro pushing forward. He does still not have that +1 ranged attack. But no, there it goes. It comes in right now, so he'll be able to hold on a little bit stronger. We'll check in with Caspar and see how he's doing. He's got that Burgrave Palace. Look at the upgrades. Look how quick they come in. 12 seconds for heavy maces. Men-at-arm upgrade takes 6 seconds to come in. Spearman upgrade, 6 seconds. Like, this is the power of the Burgrave. It is the equivalent of 5 barracks right now, and will the Burgrave be able to hold on? We'll watch and witness right now as Caspar. He's going to be trying his best, and you can hear Sacred Sites getting captured behind the scenes. It looks like Scholars in the middle going to be looking to capture that up, and Men-at-Arms going to begin to move out, going to be looking to do some damage. We can see that we've got +2 Wedge Rivets coming in. Wedge Rivets coming in. He's also got the Men-at-Arms upgrade in the Castle Age, which means essentially that Wedge Rivets is useless because he's already taking the least amount of damage possible from these archers, and he's going to try holding on. And you can see that all the units are just going to continue funneling out. The Burgrave Palace working overtime. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go. I think that's from Dota 2. Voodoo Jester? Not Voodoo Jester. What's it called? Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is the one that says that. Voodoo Jester's from Hon. But Burgrave Palace, I mean, the Men-at-Arms here are just impressive. Like, realistically, it is that they are just absolutely slicing and dicing their way through this army of Fitzbro. And Fitzbro trying to hold on, and he is just struggling. We take a look from Fitzbro's perspective right now. You can see that he's managed to capture up the Sacred Site in the middle, but by the same token, we've got over on the west side and the east side that we've got Caspar, who has captured both of these Sacred Sites, still trying to kite away. We hear some words being typed out. We don't see what it is, but we can hear it being typed out right now. You can't help but imagine it is probably good game getting called, you know, maybe like Holy Roman Empire is so busted, something like that, something like that. And you gotta admire Caspar, man. That was a beautiful play. I love the Regnitz, or rather the Burgrave coming out, and good game gets called. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this casted game, make sure you check out Fitzbro. I'm going to leave a link in the description. He's a fellow content creator. He's on YouTube. He's on Twitch. I'll leave a link to his YouTube. You can catch some of his great content there. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.